Is Krypto in Superman? Mark. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you guys first and foremost for all the love on the previous video that I uploaded earlier in the week. Really love all the engagement, and thank you guys so much for the support. Now, let's get into the topics for today. We are going to be discussing, is Krypto going to be in James Gunn's Superman? So we'll discuss that a little bit. There's a new trailer, Micky 17 by Bong Joon-ho, which looks incredible. And we're going to talk a little bit about the Harry Potter show that they are making, they're currently working on. So those are the things that we're going to do today. Let's hop into it. Thank you so much. And then lightning comes out of my hand, but really bad lightning. Like to transition. There we go. Enough of the goofiness. Here's the thing. Krypto, so it's rumored, there's a rumor that came out this week that Krypto is going to be in James Gunn's Superman. Is that true? I don't know. How do we feel about a super dog in a Superman movie? I've never really been a huge fan of Krypto, and even here's my thought: if they are going to put Krypto in the movie, I don't think he's going to have a huge role. He might have a scene or two, but obviously he's not going to be the main focus. They already made an animated movie about that, the Super Pets, right? Like that was already done. So there's really no need to focus. I don't think Krypto is, I almost called him Super Dog. Duh. I don't think Krypto is going to have a huge role. Do I think he's going to be in the movie? Yes, I think he's going to appear. He'll probably be a mixture of, at least I'm hoping, he'll be a mixture of a live action dog and a CG dog. Because obviously real dogs can't fly. As much as we all would want them to fly, they can't. That would be pretty cool, but they don't. So, but here's the thing, I don't want an entirely new, like an entirely CG dog, because then I just don't believe it. It's gonna take me out of the movie. And that's the thing that I'm worried about. So and we haven't seen anything, so I don't know. But I'm just nervous that the CG dog, I'm gonna look at the CG dog and I'm gonna be like, this kind of takes me out of the movie. I don't know, I could be wrong, but those are my thoughts. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about Krypto being in the Superman movie? Are you a fan of that? Do you not like that? Do you hate James Gunn? Because there were a couple people in the comments section of the last video that absolutely don't like James Gunn, and that's okay. You don't have to like him. That's fine. I feel like he makes good movies. I feel like he writes very good movies. I feel like he's a good director, and he's got his lane, right? We all have our lane, so you can like him or dislike him, right? I like to go on a by-movie basis. Am I a fan of the director? I mean, I usually come at it from a filmmaker point of view where I go, who's behind the project, right? That's very important to me. Who are the producers, right? Who are the, who's the cast, right? Who's the director? Who's the writer? Who's the producer? These are the things that matter to me going into a movie. Just because I'm plugged in and it's my thing. So that's what gets me excited about the movie. Right, so the way that I look at it is the hype builds for me well before we even get a trailer. Basically, as the movie's coming together or it's being written and stuff like that, is where my hype begins to build and build and build, to the point where most of my coworkers and most of my friends are like, "Are you ever going to stop talking about this?" And I go, "Nope, not at all." So either you're on the train with me or you're not. If you're new here and you want to be on the train, hit the subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. We are so close to 500 subscribers, speaking of, and that would be great. If you guys could get me past 500 subscribers, and if you enjoy this kind of conversation about movies, I welcome you. So let's go. On to the next topic. We're gonna be talking about Micky 17. This movie looks wild, okay? Bong Joon-ho, who made Parasite a couple years ago, and he won the best film, right? The best picture winner for Parasite, which was a good movie. There was a lot of hype, and I was kind of on that hype train back in the day. I haven't seen that movie in a long, long time, but it was a brilliant movie and a very fun, an interesting movie. And if you haven't watched movies from other cultures, and if you're only watching American movies, I encourage you to go watch movies from other cultures and see how they do things. It's a good movie. Like the plot, it's suspenseful, right? There's tension, there's character, it's funny. So definitely go check out Parasite if you haven't checked out Parasite. But we're not talking about that. We are talking about Mickey 17. Mickey 17. Well, Tyler, what's the plot of Mickey? Like, what is Mickey 17? Well, let me read you something about the film. A disposable employee is sent on a human expedition to colonize the ice world. I cannot read that name, but I'll put it up on the screen. After one iteration dies, a new body is regenerated with most of the memories intact. So, anyways, synopsis done, right? How do you feel about that? Well, you don't even need to know. You can just go watch the trailer. Go check out, after you watch this video, go check out the trailer. I might even put some footage up, but go check out the trailer for Mickey 17. Again, not necessarily the type of movies that we get often, and that's good. And here's my thing. For people out there who are always complaining that there is not an original idea being made in Hollywood today, well, here you go. Bong Joon-ho is one of our original filmmakers, is one of the best filmmakers working today, and he makes original, actually, I take that back, scratch that, it's based off of a book. It's not even his original thing. I corrected myself mid-sentence. We're just gonna roll with that. It's definitely based off a novel. But anyways, it's not a popular IP per se, right? But it is based off of a novel. So anyways, this movie looks great, and it stars Robert Pattinson, okay, and Michael Youn, which is already a great cast. I know there's a bunch of other people in there too. Let me scroll. Let's see. Who else is in this movie? Are they going to tell me? Mark Ruffalo? Come on now. Mark Ruffalo? The rest of these people I don't know. But anyways, Robert Pattinson, if you are still harping on the fact that Robert Pattinson is Twilight Boy, okay, and is a vampire and he can't act, well, I'm sorry, I disagree with you entirely, and you just haven't watched all of his movies. And he's a great Batman. This movie got pushed back due to pandemic and due to writer's strike. It's just been pushed and pushed and pushed. So I think it's coming out in January. But I'm very excited to hear, or to see, not to hear and to see, I mean, obviously, to see the visuals and to hear the sound design, right? So sometimes I say hear and see, and it's all kind of like, hearing and seeing is what is in the frame, right? Is what movie making is about, and why you go to the movies. You hear and you see things, so of course. But no, I'm very, very, very excited to check that movie out when it comes. The new Harry Potter show coming to Max either in 2026 or 2027. Earlier in the week, or last week, there was a casting notice that went out to the UK people, the people that live in the UK, and they are currently now in the process of looking for their Ron, Harry, and Hermione to be in their new show. If you didn't know, they're making a show about Harry Potter. It isn't a spin-off, it isn't a sequel. They are literally taking the books, they are literally taking the IP that is most successful and that is known, and they are adapting each book into a season. I don't know how you feel about that. I've always wanted a series, I've always wanted a Harry Potter series ever since day one. I'm a massive Harry Potter fan. If you know me, you know how massively I am a Harry Potter fan. I have my first ticket to Sarasota Theaters back in 2001 in November. I got the ticket. It's in my drawer, right? I physically own my first ticket to seeing the first movie back in the day. I've been a fan for a very long time, but I've always wanted more. This is how I feel. I love adaptations because it gives you a different perspective. Right? I'm all for it. Do I have the movies? Yes, I had the movies. And I experienced the movies when I was a child. And I got to grow up with the movies. Right? Pretty much, I'm a little bit younger than them. But pretty much, I got to grow up with them. And that was special to me. Right? In a lot of ways, I mean, Harry Potter kept me out of some dark spots in my life and really helped inspire me in my filmmaking journey. And I couldn't have asked for a better time, honestly, to grow up and to be a movie fan. But I've always wanted a television show. And they said that it's basically going to be about 10 years, you know, adapting the books into the television show. And so the way I look at it, I'm like, 10 more years of Harry Potter content? Sign me up. Well, why would you ever, and this is what I don't understand. I don't know why you would be against that. I don't understand. Because they're going to do it anyways. This is my thought process. They were gonna redo it again at some point. And I would rather it be now so that I can see the damn thing. I don't want to be 70 years old and they're like, oh, now we're going to make a TV show. And I'm like, why didn't you make that like when I was younger? So I'm going to be a little biased and I'm going to be a little selfish and I'm going to say, yes, give me now. Give it to me now, right? Give me the show now. Put it into production, cast incredibly, and make the show. This is my one hope. I hope. Gary Oldman, who was Sirius Black, they asked him if he would come back. And he was like, maybe if I played Dumbledore or something. And I was like, that would be really fun. I would love it if Gary Oldman came back. I think that would be very cool. Do I think that any of the original cast from the movies is going to come back? Absolutely not. I think that, this is the whole thing with DC and Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers was bought by Discovery. Okay? And when Warner Brothers was bought by Discovery, a lot of times when these companies are bought by new people, they get rid of the old and then they want to make new. They want to make their new thing, right? They want to make their own footprint. They want to make their own legacy. And that's within their right. I totally get it, right? They want to make their own footprints in the sand. And obviously Harry Potter is and people that are upset about them redoing it. Harry Potter is one of Warner Brothers' most successful intellectual properties they've ever had. Okay? And these movie studios do not exist if they don't make successful things with the IP that they have, right? Look at the Hogwarts Legacy game. The Fantastic Beasts, those fell flat on their face because they weren't written very well. J.K. was writing them. I don't necessarily know if she's the greatest screenwriter of all time. I think she can write pretty good in terms of the books, but I don't necessarily know if she's a great screenwriter, right? She needs help on those. And that's why the Harry Potter movies are so great, is because she had help from other screenwriters, whereas the Fantastic Beasts, she was writing all those all by herself. But anyways, all that to say, I hope that they cast one person. I hope that Andrew Garfield, because he's British, I hope that Andrew Garfield is involved in this series somehow. If he plays Lupin or what, you have to get Andrew Garfield in the show. That would make obviously I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, but that would make my dreams come true if we could get Andrew Garfield in the show. I know it's a long commitment, and I don't even know if he would want to do it, but ooh, man, that would be so good. Tell me in the comments down below, what do you think about Harry Potter? Do you hate J.K. Rowling? So you're not doing anything Harry Potter anymore and you just disown her. And I totally understand if you have that stance. Again, that's what's great about being a person with your own thoughts and your own experiences, is you can make your own decisions. Okay? You can make your own choices, and that's fine. And you don't have to support it. But I love Harry Potter. Okay? And at this point, I love it so much that I might get sick if I don't watch the show. That's how big of a Harry Potter fan it is. Like, I might physically get ill if I keep myself from visually seeing the show. If anybody out there, family, friends, if you're watching this and you know how much of a Harry Potter fan I am, you actually know that might be true. So, we don't want me to be ill, so I will be watching the show. They are slated, they want to cast, they said something about how they're going to get the kids by April, they need the kids to be free in April of next year, which means that's probably when they're going to start production. So they'll go into production all of 2025, and they're aiming within like a 2026 to 2027 release window. Maybe if we're lucky, we can get it by the end of 2026, like fall, like November, like around this time in 2026. I don't know. That should be enough time to make the first season. If they start shooting in April and they go, I don't know, say that they start in April and they wrap in like August or, you know, September or something, and then the rest is just post. They do a year of post, then maybe we'll get it. But so I'm hoping if they push it back to 27, I'm going to be like, what are we doing here? I'm going to get a little antsy and get a little irritated if we push it back to 27 because I don't want to wait that long. But anyways, those are my thoughts and of this update video for today. Thank you guys for checking out the video, and let me know in the comments down below, of these topics that we discuss, what are you most interested in? What are you curious to find out? Do you hate J.K. Rowling? Do you hate James Gunn? Do you love James Gunn? Are you excited for the new Superman? Are you not excited for the new Superman? Do you want to see Micky 17? Go watch the trailer and then come back here and tell me what you thought of the trailer. Or am I just crazy? And does that movie look bad to you? I don't know. Let me know. Another thing that we're going to do is we are going to be watching The Penguin. The Penguin is a new series on HBO Max. HBO Max? I don't know. I call it HBO Max. But it's a new series that's premiering tonight. So I will be watching that, and then I will get my review up for episode 1 later in the week, probably during the weekend, depending on how fast I move. But I will get my review up, and I will be reviewing that series as well on the channel. So if you're a Penguin fan, you know, Colin Farrell Penguin, if you liked, you know, Robert Pattinson's Batman, maybe you want to hear my thoughts. Maybe you do. Maybe you do. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. I don't know. If you like it, cool. If you don't, let me know. I always like to discuss. I'm down for discussion. One thing that I want to tell you is that you are welcome here with all of your opinions. It doesn't matter as long as you're nice. You got to be nice. Don't put people down. Other people, I don't care. Like if you have an opinion about James Gunn, I don't care. I don't know him personally. You can say what you want, but don't attack other people in the comments. And if you don't attack me. You can, or whatever. I don't care. But do whatever you want. So yeah, this is the second vlog episode. I guess we're gonna call this movie vlog thing. Thanks for sticking around. If you've made it this far, why don't you hit that like button? Maybe if you found this useful, right? If you gained some knowledge, or if you laughed, or so, if I made you laugh, or if you think I'm crazy, maybe hit that like button. I'm kind of rambling right now, so I think we're going to cut it off. But I will see you in the Penguin review coming soon. Have a great rest of your week, and thanks for checking us out.